So you're ready to make that move up in real estate. Possibly you've owned a condo for X amount of years, you have a growing family, and you're ready to make the move into a detached home. But your mindset is what's holding you back. You think you have to move miles and miles out of where you want to be in order to achieve that goal. Listen, the thing is, you're not alone. That mindset is already putting you behind. It's already, in fact, making you lose. Now, today's video, we're breaking down how tunnel vision is killing your goals in order to stay in the neighborhood that you want to stay in. Topics that will be covered today are the typical thought process, the one track mind that buyers say, I need a 3-bedroom house in X area, and in order to do so, I have to move 30 kilometers away. Spoiler alert, bigger home doesn't mean better buy. Let's talk about the power of prioritizing location first. Now, this isn't about the whole location cliche. This is about, if you watch my other videos, you'll get the understanding that I'm all about trying to be in the neighborhood that you want first. Neighborhood is so huge for me because when we're getting somebody into your home, you're an end user. This is somewhere that you're going to maybe establish your roots, raise a family in, and you're going to say to yourself, where exactly do I want to be? Now, you might be thinking, Ryan, I get it, but where I want to be, it's too expensive. I have a growing family. I need more space. And I'm here to tell you that might not necessarily be the fact. It's all about priorities. A smaller home in a better location often beats a larger one further away. And then you're thinking the same thing, but I need that bigger house. Well, desirable neighborhoods in the long run are going to benefit you financially and also just your overall happiness because this is, yes, you're making a real estate move and you're trying to move up from condo to potentially that bigger home with a yard. But again, you have to realize this is an end user game for you. So where do you want to be? And then let's make that happen. So here's what you're not considering. I've worked with clients in the past that they've said to me, Ryan, we're ready to make a move. We're ready to get out of the condo life and get a house. But the only thing is the neighborhood we're in right now, we love it. And that's why we haven't made that move. We're in a condo, but this neighborhood's so great. We love everything about it. The amenities, coffee shops are close by. It's walkable to everything. We're thinking of having a young family. And actually, we've talked to some neighbors and there's some great schools in the area. Just everything in the neighborhood checks all the boxes. Unfortunately, we know it's not a reality, so we have to move. And then I say to them, how do you know it's a reality? Have you even thought about it? What have you looked into? Why have you already shut the door? And to me, that's the biggest thing is mindset. If you've already shut the door on yourself mentally and you've already said this can't happen, then you're right. It absolutely won't happen. But the ideas that I present, I say, listen, let's sit down and try to figure out which area do you want to be first. Let's say pick your A neighborhood and then pick maybe your B neighborhoods and your C neighborhoods. We have to exhaust all efforts before we just give up and throw the towel in right away and just say, okay, you know what? You're right. Let's go 50 miles away. Let's go, I don't know, 400 miles away. And here's the other thing, guys. Don't get me wrong. If your neighborhood is 400 miles away from where your condo exists right now, then more power to you. That's absolutely fantastic. If you want to get out of the city or just the hustle and bustle and you're saying, let's get out of here completely. I love that. I absolutely love that idea if that's where you and your family want to be and you're going to be happy. Because guys, here's the thing. You make the move, and I've said this in other videos, this is not usually going to be a year move. People say, well, if I don't like it, I'll move. You're going to lose money, especially in this market. And even in a market that's hot, guys, you have to make a decent amount of profit just to break even with all the fees, taxes, realtor fees, lawyer fees, the list goes on. So make the decision wisely. So when we talk neighborhood, here are some of the options that I kind of pose to people to say, okay, let's not close the door yet. Now, we have a detached home, and I'm going to bring up some examples here in a second as well on screen for you guys to see. But what I want to just kind of lay it out there. So the first thing I say is, okay, let's find a house with a quote unquote mortgage helper, right? So what that means is usually means a suite separated from your house, maybe the basement suite that you can get a good amount of rent for. Now, normally, closer you are to the city, the higher the rents that you can bring in. And what does that do for you? That allows you to bring in some more borrowing power from your lender. Every lender sort of puts different weight on rental income, but again, it's income. So if I can get, say, $3,000 for my rental income in the neighborhood I want to be, and then I find it maybe a house 40 miles away with the same sort of suite, but I'm only bringing in $2,000 income, that's a substantial difference in the amount of borrowing power I could potentially get from a lender. So that is one thing to think about. Another thing, if you're looking at the mortgage helper, try to find a house that has two rental suites, maybe two one bedrooms that, that the past owner customized a suite and did all the work for you. Everything permit wise was done. And they said, hey, let's make two one bedroom suites because this is going to be more lucrative than, say, a two bedroom, right? Maybe they're bringing in, something that would bring you in 3,000 now brings in 1,800 each. So there's $3,600. That brings in even more borrowing power. So that's the first thing you look at. Okay, what if I need a house with a suite, and I have identical suites here? Which one's gonna make more? And then you look at, okay, what's the price on this house and what's the price on that house? And you'd be surprised, guys. I want to pull up just a couple examples for you guys, just to give you now. This is one example versus one example, but it just gives you an idea. So this is one is in Langley. If you guys can see this a little bit, it's 211 61 80th Street. This isn't like the Willoughby Heights area, if you guys are familiar with this. So you're way out in Langley. Now, again, guys, don't get me wrong. If you love Langley, if you want to be in Langley, more power to you. A lot of people live in Langley. A lot of people love Langley. I'm not knocking Langley. This is me talking about if you're 40 miles away from Langley and you love a neighborhood that you've been in for, I don't know, whatever, a year, 10 years, doesn't matter. If you love this neighborhood and you're just so set on, man, I have to move to Langley, or I just have to move so far out of where I want to be, this is my option. Okay. So we'll just give you an idea of the price. It's a little hard to see on the screen, guys, but I'll pull it up. So just over 1.6, and it comes with a two bedroom suite. Now, the home itself, right? You're looking at a bigger home. It's renovated. You're looking at a total of 3,000 square feet. But again, that includes the rental suite, right? Again, guys, when you're looking at this, it's like, okay, cool, bigger home, a little renovated. Willoughby Heights, cool, nice. I don't know. If it was me personally, I don't want to be in Willoughby Heights. So I'm not going to move to Willoughby Heights. I don't care about this, right? Some people do, and some people move there. Again, I always try to ask the question, where do you want to be? What's your ideal neighborhood? That's the first thing we ask. Now, if we exhaust all that and you say, yeah, but I'm so dead set and I need this. Okay. Why do you need it? Great. Okay. You have a growing family. Okay. Can I show you some options in the neighborhood that you really love, and with everything that checks up the boxes of your neighborhoods, and see if this can work for you first in a similar price range? Just over 1.7. So really a little bit more, but not substantial, right? And again, this also comes with um a rental suite. Now, this is in the Joyce Collingwood area in East Vancouver, a growing area. Again, just there's so many different pockets in East Van, but again, it's just an example of if somebody wanted to live closer to the city with maybe more amenities for them, this is what you're looking at. It's an older home, okay, but rental opportunities and more rent that you can bring on those units. So although it's 1.7 and change and the Willoughby one is 1.6 and change, you might qualify for this one over that home itself. Now I could pull up even, the further you go out, the less rental you're going to get in, for example. Now, that's not true for everything. Like, if we're looking at, say, the Calgary market, I'm talking about within BC in the vicinity of the Lower Mainland, what you can get for rents is going to be less the further you go out, right? So even if I was to pull you something up in Chilliwack, for example, with a rental suite, probably cut that in half for what you can get here. So again, that is just like apples and apples as far as rental suites, similar rental suite size, but here's the differences in rent. And then when we get to, say, older homes versus newer homes, yeah, like I said, that we can sacrifice the home in order to be a neighbor we want. The house to me is secondary. So there's an opportunity. There's an example for you guys here with just a couple current listings right now on the market. And then there's some other things we could think about. Okay, what is your lifestyle? What do you need? Do you live close to the city? Do you work close to the city? Do one of you sort of hybrid it where you got a lot of work from home and you maybe only have to go into the office 1 day, 2 days a week? Do you need two vehicles? Where are the cutbacks coming from? Can you get rid of a vehicle? Can we do without this? You got to say, where are my main priorities? What's my ultimate goal? My ultimate goal is to make that stretch, because people that are making that move, that have to move way out and move 40, 50, 60 kilometers outside of the neighborhood, they are making a stretch. There is nothing wrong with making a stretch, in my opinion, especially if you're saying, look, I can make a stretch now. I maybe have to tighten things up for the next few years, but in the long run, I'm looking at the future, where I want to be in 5 or 10 years. This is going to be the right move, right? So, but again, if you're saying to yourself, I have to move way out here, you're making a stretch regardless. So what can you do to sacrifice now to get in the neighborhood you want? Cut back on expenses. Cutting back on expenses is way easier than trying to make more money. If you can cut back, you'll have extra money to put towards, again, the house that you want to be in. Now, like I said, qualifying wise, well, get that mortgage helper, get that extra income that's coming in. Now, if you are just a little bit away, you need a little more down payment. Okay, well, maybe we sit back and say, okay, here's what I initially thought I needed. Now I need a little more. Maybe we need a year to put more money away. Maybe I can save an extra, couple of percent towards a down payment that now can get me in that neighborhood. Why rush it, right? Because the thing is, like I said, it's a long-term play. It might not be your forever home, but it's going to be a home for a while. And what I find is when people leave the neighborhood that they truly want to be in, and they say, look, I'll be out here maybe for a couple of years and I'll swing back into the neighborhood I want to be in. More times than not, that does not happen. And then people really just either convince themselves that, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, that was a good neighborhood, but I'm okay over here now. I think what it is that um, it's really hard to get back, because either prices get too high in the neighborhood that they want to be in, and maybe the neighborhood they moved to, it didn't, increase in value like maybe they thought it would, and it would sort of stay on the same playing field as the neighborhood they desired. So now they end up even being that neighborhood longer and longer, and then they just stay there. And to me, that's, I don't want to use the word sad, but it's one of those things that I know could at least been avoided with some people, and say, let's sit down and have a conversation and see what is doable. Multi-generational living, guys. I know sometimes that's tough with certain people, just aren't used to it, but maybe there's a situation where, hey, we can stay here and we can make it work. Multi-generational, maybe not 3 generations, but maybe 2 generations. Maybe the parents move in to a section of the house, and then boom, you're in the neighborhood you want. Again, not ideal for everybody. The biggest thing is, I'm saving this one for the end, is sacrifice the house and win in the future, right? Like they say, don't marry the house, marry the neighborhood, right? I look at a house like this, guys. I really look at a house like a new vehicle, right? If anyone's ever bought a new vehicle, it's like the greatest thing in the world, right? You're in the dealership, it smells amazing. And there's just, who doesn't like getting a new car, right? But it wears off fast, right? And then it's just a car. Like, it might be a nice car, but it's a vehicle, right? It becomes an A to B. Now, is it reliable? Is it, it's got nice leather seats? That's great. But think back for the first day you drove out the dealership. Man, you were on cloud nine. And you getting in it every day after that, it's like, yeah, okay, it's cool. That's how I look at a house. Now, not every house you're gonna buy is brand new, but even if it's new to you, and it'll just wear off. Like, then that excitement wears out. What doesn't wear out, guys, and I can attest to this, is the neighborhood you're living in. Every day you get outside, you go for a walk, you go to a coffee shop, whatever it is, and you appreciate where you are. And the house is secondary. So sacrifice the house, right? If you have to go smaller, if you have to just maybe go older, whatever it is to get you in that neighborhood, older house, smaller house, rental suite, I'm in the exact neighborhood I want. Then move up from there, right? Renovate the house, do small projects, do an addition. You know what? We build a bit more equity. We're in the neighborhood we want. Maybe we just move up a little bit, right? Few years from now, we sell this house, we move up, another maybe 2 boxes are checked on the list, but it's right down the road. It's in the neighborhood. I'm in the vicinity, right? So always think about that. To me, I always sacrifice house for neighborhood. Now, I'm not saying go into some house that's falling apart or doesn't pass an inspection, right? Older doesn't mean worse. Older can actually sometimes mean better structurally, right? It just might need some TLC involved with it. But like I said, do never sacrifice the neighborhood, or at least, please, guys, when you're sitting down with your realtor, exhaust every single option. Because then at the end of the day, when you went through every option, you could say, look, we have tried everything. It's just not going to work. Maybe we have to move out here. And we're okay with that because we know that we've tried everything possible. We didn't just have this tunnel vision and say, you know what? Condo, house, yeah, 3 bedroom, need a bigger yard. I'm going out this way, and I'm just not gonna be as happy, right? I'm sacrificing some of that because I figure the bigger house is the right thing to do. And it's not always. Sometimes for people, some people, yeah. Now, this is not a one size fit all video here. This is just letting you guys know, shift the mindset, and good things can happen. So shift the mindset, reshape decisions to open minded to problem solving. I need a detached house. No, I need flexibility, cash flow, and lifestyle flexibility. Okay, there we go. So, how do we do that? Like I just touched on earlier on the video here throughout. That's how you should reframe your mindset. I mean, I can share you guys a quick story. I know personally people that thought it was impossible. They were making a move up from a condo and said, I can't even afford a house. Like, what's even the point of looking at a house? There's no way. You got to make so much money to buy a house. It's impossible. So what I just said there, that you just lost. You're done. Like, don't even think about it. Like your mindset's crushed. But if you have that mindset where you shift and say, okay, well, how can I create a little more cash flow? How can I have some lifestyle flexibility? How can I get in a space with a yard, but I still got some income coming in and I can qualify for this? Okay, how can we do that? I'm open minded. Let's figure that out, right? So that can get you from the condo that you desperately want to get out of, but you love the neighborhood, to a house with a yard, might need some TLC, but you're in that A neighborhood you want. So, I mean, that's really what it comes down to, guys. So it's one of those things that I just want people to say they don't have the tunnel vision. They have everything just with an open mind and see what we can do, because there's not just one lender, there's not just one option, there's just so many different options. Just like every lender's a little bit different, they're gonna, put more weight here, put more weight there, just every situation is different as well. So again, guys, neighborhood is absolutely number one. There's just no debate. So key takeaways, guys: location first, always. Challenge assumptions and customize your strategy. Those are my 3 takeaways, guys. If you're interested in booking a call with me, jumping on a strategy call to figure out if you're in this exact situation, go down. My information is down in the description. Feel free, call me, text me, email, booking a call on my calendar. I'd love to strategize something with you guys. So that's it for me today, guys. See you guys in the next video.